Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria, and today I am bringing you a really fun and easy DIY. And all you're going to need for this is an old pillow that you can pull the stuffing out of, and a Dollar Tree hat. And in this particular pumpkin hat, pillow, or decor, I'm only going to be using jute twine and a couple of leaves. Now, you can really do this up the way you like it. The possibilities are endless. You can use ribbon, you can use raffia, you can use diamond wrap. There's really so many different ways to make these, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you one way, and then you can let your imagination run wild should you decide to make these. I really love these because they are simple. You can do them very basic, and I'll just show you an example in a minute, or you can use your hot glue. Now, if you're doing them basic, you don't even need a hot glue gun or glue sticks. You can just use some elastics and it still really looks cute. But if you want to embellish them a little bit more, then by all means, get your hot glue gun out, and then again, let your imagination run wild. So without further ado, let's begin this DIY. So at the very beginning, you're going to want to go and just remove any tags from your hats. And this craft is great because they do have some hats that are stretchier, and so you can get various sizes with the different hats that Dollar Tree carries. Now, the next thing you're going to do with this particular one, I'm just going to open it right up, and then I'm going to take some of my stuffing from inside of my pillow, and then I'm just going to stuff my hat. So I've already done that to speed the video up a little quicker. So I've just added my stuffing inside, and now you have the main shape of the pumpkin. So then you're just going to push down and gather up the material at the top. Now for this, all I did was I took a hair tie, an elastic hair tie. So I'm just going to wrap it around once, twist it, and then wrap it around again so that it's on there fairly snug. Now at this point, as I said, you have your main shape of the pumpkin. And at this point, you can just, you know, fluff it and make the shape of the pumpkin that you like. So now the next step, I am going to just take some jute twine. So I have my jute twine, and I'm just going to tuck it right under that elastic band. So I want to get it just underneath the elastic band. So I don't know if you can see, it's just tucked right under. And then I'm just going to tie a knot. Now you're going to pull really tight, make a knot, and then you can go ahead and remove the elastic hair tie. So now your pumpkin is tied off. Okay, so at this point, you can do a few things. You can leave your pumpkin just like this. I think this gives it a really homemade feel to it, and they really do look cute just like this. I will insert a picture right here. And these pumpkins, I just left them as they were and just placed them on the bed, just to show you that they still give a really nice rustic, homemade farmhouse feel. But I'm not going to leave this pumpkin like this. There is another option, and this is especially great if you're doing this with little kids or even adults, and it still gives it a really nice look. Instead of using your hot glue, what you can do, and this works great for the smaller pillows. Now, if you go to the Dollar Tree or Dollarama, you can find big packs of elastics. And in that bag, there's various sizes, colors, widths, and you know, you would need a larger elastic. The only ones that I had were these smaller ones. And for the smaller hat pumpkins, they work fine. But for a larger one like this, you would need a bigger elastic. But I'm just going to show you with this one here, which is really, really cute. All I did was I placed elastics all the way around, and it kept the pumpkin very well. And as you can see, all I did was I made a jute twine braided rope, tied it to the top, and how cute is that? I mean, this really is very rustic looking, very farmhouse, and I love this type of hat because the knit, the hat actually has a knit pattern in it, and it looks so adorable. So this is one option. By just wrapping, placing the elastics, you just stretch your elastic and just put it over the pumpkin, and then it makes the indentation in the pumpkin. You do that using about 6 elastics and you get this effect on your pumpkin, and I really, really like these. And it's, again, very, very simple, yet it looks really, really nice. So now with this larger pumpkin, I'm actually going to be making some more jute twine braided ropes. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, all I do is I take 3 even lengths, tie a knot at the top, braid the rope, tie a knot at the bottom, and this is what I mean as a jute twine braided rope. So this is what I'm going to use to place on my pumpkin. Now again, I don't need to use hot glue for this because I can just put it around the pumpkin and tie it off, okay? The hot glue is really if you're doing a larger pumpkin, or you know, say you want to use the diamond wrap, which I did make a pillow. Okay everyone, so I just want to explain quickly about the diamond wrap pumpkin in case you didn't understand how I ended up doing this one. So all I did was I took the jute twine from the Dollar Tree and I wrapped the pumpkin the way I'm showing you in the DIY. I do it like this because this way I get the indentions in the pumpkin so that it gives the form of the pumpkin, because with the diamond wrap I can't really tie this. It's going to twist it and it's not going to look as nice, and besides I don't want a bunch of diamond wrap in knots all the way at the top. So all I did after I placed my jute twine, and this part I did not glue it on, I just tied it in the way I'm showing you in the DIY. Then I took my diamond wrap, I put some glue to start it off, and then I just follow it down all the way around until I get back up at the top of the pumpkin. Once I get to the top, I measure it, just cut it off, and that's it. This way I get a cleaner finish at the top. And I just glue that diamond wrap with the hot glue, and I will show you what this pumpkin looks like at the end. It is super, super cute. But for this one here, I'm not going to use my hot glue gun. I'm just simply going to tie them. So I just place my jute twine braided rope underneath. I lay it flat. I place my pumpkin on top. And then I just, to one side of the pumpkin, just tie it off. And then with this, you can just squeeze a little bit, pull it a little bit tight so that you get that nice indentation in your pumpkin. So once I'm happy with that, I tie it in a knot. And I leave that like that. Now with this single jute twine braided rope that I first tied my pumpkin with, I'm just going to cut it short. Okay? But these ones I'm going to leave hanging. I think it just looks really cute like that. So now I'm going to go ahead. I made 6 jute twine braided ropes. I'm going to do the same thing with the other 5, and then I will move on to the next step. Want to make a little correction. Now I said that I had made 6 jute twine braided ropes to wrap around the pumpkin. I actually made 6, but 4 of them I was going to use to wrap around the pumpkin, which I have done here. And the other 2 I was going to use them to wrap around at the top and make a bow on each side. And I was going to do that, but I've actually changed my mind. So these 2 jute twine braided ropes I'm just going to keep aside for another project. What I'm actually going to use to wrap around the top is some raffia. And if you watched my Dollar Tree haul, I showed you that there were 3 that came in a pack, and they were orange, a nice burnt red, and green raffia. And I'm actually going to add the raffia instead because there already is enough of the jute twine on here, and I just want to add a little pop of color. So I'm going to just take some raffia, and the reason I'm doing this is because when you are wrapping the pumpkin, because I am wrapping it off on the side because I can't go straight through because we have our little stem here, then it's just kind of offset, and so it doesn't look as straight. But by wrapping the raffia around, we're going to cover that. So I just pull up my middle part, which is the stem, and you can keep it up like this, or you can spread it out and open it. It looks cute either way. But I'm just going to take my raffia, and again I'm just going to wrap it around and then tie this off. And I also love the combination of the raffia with the jute twine. I think, again, it gives it a really nice rustic, homemade farmhouse feel. And then I'm just going to make a bow. Okay, how cute does that look? Again, this is such a great craft because it is so inexpensive. And again, you don't have to use your hot glue gun with this. You don't need any glue. You know, you're just tying things off, and yet it's giving it a really cute rustic farmhouse look. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this to the other side, and then I'll show you the next step. And all I'm going to do is I bought these Dollar Tree maple leaves. You get 14 counts in the package, and they're really, really pretty. They almost look like a netting, and they have a little bit of glitter in them, so they're really pretty. All I'm going to do is they come on a little stem. I'm just going to take it off that stem. And I have 4 here. You can use 2 or 4 or 1 or 3, whatever you decide. And then all I'm going to do is just tuck this under that jute twine rope. Just like that. How pretty. How pretty is that? So, so pretty. A little bit too far right there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a few other pumpkins that I made using their hats. and then I will show you how I'm actually going to be using this in my home, the way I'm going to display it. Okay everyone, so here are my Dollar Tree knit hat pumpkins, and I think they turned out absolutely beautiful. Every single one. From the plainest one to the more elaborate one, they all look beautiful to me, and I really hope you think so as well. So I'm just going to quickly show you the various hats that I used and then what I used to make the pumpkins. Now starting with this one here, I really didn't do much to it. I used this hat, I only found one, and I wish that I found more because the pattern on the hat is really pretty. And all I used were some elastic bands. I tied two jute twine braided ropes, tied them at the top, and that's it. And what a really cute little pumpkin. And just to show you so you get a sense of the size, this pumpkin here is the pumpkin the Dollar Tree sells. I'm sure most of you would have seen it. And I just placed it here so that you can see the difference in sizes. Now this pumpkin here, I used this fleece hat. And it was a really cute hat to use because I found that when you bunched it, it showed this little seam, which kind of looked really neat for the top of the pumpkin. And I really like how this one turned out. For this one, I tied it with some yarn. And it really turned out cute, I think. It's just some orange, a lighter orange. And then I tied the top with raffia. And it's really, really cute. With this pumpkin back here, I loved these hats. I could only find two, but I like it because it has the orange and the white in the material. And for this one here again, I only used elastics, and then I just stuck in a couple of the, oh actually this one I only put one in, of the maple leaf from the Dollar Tree. And I even left the jute twine that I used to tie off the top of the pumpkin. It's very simple, but really cute. Now moving on to the back, this hat was a really nice one. It's very thick and it's really pretty. It has that burnt red and then a mixture of the orange inside. And for this one here, I used raffia to tie the pumpkin to make the little ripples in the pumpkin, and then I used the green raffia to tie at the top. And I love this pumpkin. Now the one in the back, this one here is the one that I made for this DIY, and so you know what I used to make that. This one here beside it, I didn't do as many lines in the pumpkin, and I used this tan colored yarn, which is really pretty, and then I just tied a couple of bows using that yarn at the top, and then placed a couple of the maple leaves inside of that, and I think it looks really cute. And this hat was the white stretchy knit hat. And so for this next pumpkin, I used the cream stretchy knit hat. Now these ones I found were a little bit smaller in size, but they still turned out great. This one here is so pretty. And I used some lace ribbon that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. So I tied the pumpkin with the lace. Then again, I just made a couple of bows, tied them at the top, and then cut them with my scissors so that the ends look really cute and dainty. Stuck a couple of those leaves in, and that would be this pumpkin, and I just love it. It's so pretty. And then the last pumpkin, which was the one that is more glam, but I absolutely love how this one turned out. It is so pretty. So again, I just gave you a quick clip of how I wrapped it with the jute twine first. Then I just glued on the diamond wrap, which was so much easier that way. I started it from the top, worked my way around, and then once I got to the other end, I just cut it off, glued it down, and it was really easy. There wasn't a lot of bunches of diamond wrap at the top, which I loved. All I did was I made 3 simple bows. Okay, so all I did was I made these simple bows, very simple. Now, I just did this one quickly to show you, but I would make it much larger. This way, when you go to push it in, to glue it into the pumpkin, then these will flop out more and they will actually look like a more elegant bow, if you get what I mean. So I would make them bigger, and then all I did was I took some of those leaves that I used for the other pumpkins, I spray painted them, and then I purchased some chunky glitter glue from the Dollar Tree. I just painted that onto the leaf to make it glittery, and then I glued those into the pumpkin. So this pumpkin I did use my hot glue gun, but for all the other ones I did not. And I couldn't be happier with how they turned out. I love each and every one of them. They were so much fun to make. Again, this would be a great craft to make with a little one, or you know, at a girls' night, this would be a really nice fall craft to do. Whether you're looking for that farmhouse look or you're looking for a more glammed up look, this DIY will work great for both. So that'll do it for this DIY. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to insert a picture at the end of how I will be displaying it in my home. I really thought that my addition was going to be done, but we're still working at it. As you can see in the back, those are all my cupboard doors that we are spraying at the moment. So this room, I'm kind of using it as a craft room, which is great because it gives me greater lighting and more space. So that's great. And again, I will insert the picture at the end, but that'll do it, as I said, for this DIY. I really hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely loved sharing this one with you. I would say it's one of my favorites. If you did like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, guys, take care, and I so hope to catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.